Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking Loud with Sid, where real people talk about real shit. Today I have my friend Malcolm here with me, and we're going to be talking about, well, let me back up. The title of this episode is When a Straight Man and a Gay Man Have a Conversation. I feel like as an openly gay man, openly gay black man, there's not a lot of opportunities that I get to have real, authentic, and raw conversations with other straight men, specifically other straight black men. I don't think it's something that we see commonly. And so I wanted to invite Malcolm to have this conversation with me to just kind of talk about the unspoken tension or dynamics or experiences that we have with each other, whether that be out in social settings, at work, or whatever. So, yeah. Hey, Malcolm.
Hey.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
I'm going to let you introduce yourself because you do some really dope stuff around Atlanta. And I'll let you just kind of tell me who you are. Yeah.
Yeah. So Malcolm Walker, founder and president of Hugo James Hospitality Group. I've been doing that for the past, 5 years. Started that in Nashville, then came back over to Atlanta because that's where all of the general network and friends are, Line Brothers and so forth. And, it's just been an incredible time just as far as, building that business. And I'm starting some other stuff with Patron and Grey Goose as well. So,
really?
Yeah, that'll be another part of it. I know actually Cody, he does some stuff too. So we were kind of chopping up about that too. But it's just been a lot of just really good movement as far as the spirits industry.
And you just had a really big party at Palo Santo. Well, you were one of the hospitality vendors, right?
Well, that's the thing. So it's a collaboration. It's actually another friend of mine. He went to Auburn. He's a part owner of a DJ collective called Howell Sunset Sounds. And he reached out to me like, hey, we want to do this thing. We saw so I had another event series called Sensations Day Party. And they came out, they enjoyed their time, and he was like, hey, let's collab, let's do this thing. Yeah. And it
was
works.
deep.
It's been working. Yeah,
there were people everywhere. It was crazy. Sure. I didn't make it, but I just remember a lot of friends went, saw videos, everybody, people on TikTok was like, it's too hot for the people to be that close together. That's how many people that were there.
That was a concern. Yeah. We didn't want it to be, too crowded.
I know y'all almost broke the rooftop.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, it looked like a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotta come out to the next one too. For sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love a rooftop. That's the jig. That's always the vibe.
We have a little catchphrase. It's like the summer we deserve.
Yeah,
and that's what we deserve.
And I feel like it makes you feel. For me, it makes me feel rich when I'm on the rooftop.
You look out to the skyline,
elevated,
big rich town,
above all the peasants.
That's real.
Okay, the goal for this conversation, of course, is to approach it from a place of honesty and truth. I feel like I said, I don't feel like it happens often. So I just really want to start with just talking about our upbringing. I know for me, I grew up in the South. I'm from Georgia.
Gotcha.
I grew up in Thompson, Georgia, which is right outside of Augusta, about 2.5 hours from here. Gotcha. Family was very conservative, so to speak. You know what I mean? And grew up in church. I grew up in a 2-parent household. So my parents actually this year will have been married for 30 years.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. My dad was ex-military. My mom was a nurse.
There's a lot of similarities in that, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay, so tell me,
Yeah, so to the same point, grew up in the South. Montgomery, Alabama is where I was born, but we moved all across because of military. So my dad, he did a good job of just kind of keeping us in between two states. So mainly between Alabama and Georgia is where
you grew
the transformative years and all of those things, kind of happened. And then, deep South, my mom was from Georgia and Alabama. So to the point of conservative, but also I've noticed as they kind of gotten older, the open-mindedness has gotten a lot better too. So it's just it's just kind of move with the times just as far as understanding, who and what people are. So conservative, but also it's been interesting just to see that evolution, which I'm sure we'll get to as far as that too. But
are you an only child?
No, I have a sister.
How many? Just one?
Yeah, just one sister.
Okay,
sister.
I have 2 sisters.
Gotcha.
One older, one younger. I'm the middle.
Gotcha.
Are you the oldest or the?
I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest. Okay, gotcha. Did you grow up in church or were you?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, just like the.
What denomination?
Baptist.
Baptist, me too.
Yeah, for
me
sure.
too. I love a hymn.
And that's the thing. Like we can get to the music. I don't want to get off topic or everything, but like that was one of the biggest things that just kind of drew me to church was just music, and it's still music is a big part of my life as well. Yeah. Just in general, anyway. But yeah. I know church in general, like church music, all of the things, the culmination of it.
Were you like in the choir, or were you?
I was.
You were in the choir. Okay, you were a singer. Okay, I was a choir boy. Mm-hmm. Probably not much to your surprise. I was also a praise dancer. Couldn't tell me nothing.
Well, no, it's multifaceted. I respect it.
But no, dance was my dream. That was my dream. Mm-hmm. Like, and I started actually dancing in church, and then went on to do it like in school and like took lessons and all that stuff. So that's what's up. Okay, so how would you describe your relationship with your father?
Oh, it's strong.
It's strong.
Yeah, it really is. So the thing is, I've noticed I appreciate when people try. Yeah. Right. So to that point, my dad was military, moved all around. He's been to Iran. Mm-hmm. He was in Charlotte, El Paso, all of the places. Yeah. You know, he wasn't as around as he could have been, as typical, fatherhood, if you will. But like, he tried. He always called. He always checked in, texts. Even to this day, he sends scriptures every morning. Yeah. That is one of the most consistent men I've ever met in my entire life.
Wow. Okay.
So like to that point, it's like you can show up in other ways. Yeah. So to that point, I recognized and realized that. And as I've gotten older, I definitely got to understand and realize that as far as, it takes a lot because we're, getting into our adulthood, if you will. And even in the intro stages, it gets crazy just as far as like what you have to do. So to do that and still, make sure that you're there for kids that are, well into their 20s at this rate as well too. Like I can only respect it. So a good relationship for sure.
Yeah. Me and my dad, so I'm named after my dad. My name is, of course, Cedric Norris Jr. So my dad worked a lot. Mm-hmm. So I spent a lot of time with my sisters, with my aunts, my grandparents. Yeah. Which I think is why I love black women. Mm-hmm. Like to me, black women can do no wrong.
We can get into that too.
Yeah, and I'm a full on like mama's boy.
For sure.
Yeah. And to me, it really don't make sense that I'm gay. Like, 'cause of course I didn't choose this. This is just how I am. But like, if I was straight, I definitely would be married by now because I'm obsessed with black women. Like, I just think they are God's holy grail. The fact that we're both from 2-parent households, we both have dads that were in the military, we both have sisters, we both grew up around, a lot of female influence. I wanted to start it off that way, and I had no idea about.
The parallels are crazy how it works.
But I think we often hear this narrative of how we're so different. You know what I mean? And we still have healthy relationships with our father, even though they're different, right, in nature. But I think people like to kind of point to
different types of catalysts.
Yeah, to try to.
It's more so as preconceived notions to me.
Yeah.
But, and again, we can get into all that.
Insinuate that may be the reason why I'm gay. And it's like, well, no, I mean,
First of all, that's the thing. I believe, for one, I'm an advocate of just minding your business, number one. But then also number two is just more so like people cannot help who they are. Like, they will love who they will love. They will be who they will be. So my thing is just like, again, we can get into it. If you're a good person, you're a good person. If you aren't, you aren't. That's what I care for.
Yeah,
so
that's real.
What it is.
Wow, I wish a lot of them had that opinion.
That's what I'm here to at least dispel. Just like if there are general intentions, I don't think there should be, but I know there are. We're in a crazy world, so it's just like if I can dispel anything, like I'm just here to have a healthy conversation.
Yeah, because I met you through my producers, Josh and John, and you're their fraternity brother. Mm-hmm. But I met you at Cody's birthday party, who's also a friend of you guys, and he's your fraternity brother as well. And what I found to be refreshing about you was that when I was telling you about the podcast and what we wanted to come on the platform and talk about, you volunteered to be like, oh yeah, I'll tap in on that, like
for sure.
And I really thought that was so cool because a lot of times you don't get that type of reception from especially someone who wants to have a conversation about this type of topic, So I'm curious to know though, what was said to you about being gay growing up? Like, did you ever hear or experience other guys who may have been going through the realization that, oh, they may be different or maybe a little bit more, whatever.
I'm trying to think. For one, it's as far as like a general introduction, it's just like the church.
Yeah.
With most things.
Yeah.
It's, being gay is this terrible thing and blah, blah, blah. And that's, again, when I think of like transformative years, I could understand how people can have like trauma or whatever it is that develops around that.
Right.
Because it's like, you're one thing, but then you hear, in texts and from these respected leaders in the church and all these things that who I am is bad. And it's like, I get how trauma can be developed around that, but to that point, like, not necessarily gay, but I can understand and empathize with people.
Yeah.
So,
he has a beautiful girlfriend, by the way. She's gorgeous.
She is. She is at the house right now, but obviously we can go to the pool when we get back. I love you, Courtney. I really do. So to that point, it's just like you hear one thing, and like though you may not be that one thing in particular, you empathize and understand that other people have all of these challenges and their upbringing, and you have to also become and get through adolescence, and then also still work through these other things as well. So it's like I had friends like that, though I will say it was like way back in Vestavia. So like,
what the hell is Vestavia?
It's what's the area it's near?
I ain't never heard of that.
It's Jefferson County, like Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
Position Middle School.
Y'all know
like,
Georgia Peach.
Yeah. So again, Alabama all around.
Yeah.
Like, that's the general upbringing.
Okay.
But no, like all in all, like they're friends and different journeys that I had to just hear and understand. And though I probably didn't have the emotional intelligence as a kid to really even lend advice or help or do what I could, like I could at least recognize the challenge. Yeah. So that was, I guess, like my early introduction. Then of course, like as people learn to discover themselves and who they are, like high school, college, and so forth, then you move through the world, and then you just, again, your frontal lobe develops.
Yeah.
And then you start to hear and better understand people. So I don't know, it's just been an interesting journey just as far as even recognizing, like certain misogynies in the world or whatever else it may be too, like understanding I don't want to necessarily be around people like that. So like that's kind of another thing in itself, because like all in all, like that's bad energy to me. I'm usually just like good vibes, good people. Like it sounds cliche, but it's a real thing as far as like you can tell when people are well-intentioned at the heart. Yeah. And like I feel like I just want to be around people like that. So
yeah. Well, I mean, and you own a business, you live in Atlanta. So it's like there are these two kind of starking, communities in this one city, right? You have gay Atlanta, which is gay, and then you have the rest of Atlanta, right? Which is like black Atlanta, right? And I feel like the intersection between those two communities is oftentimes black women, because a lot of black women have a gay bestie or a gay friend that they, hang out with. Some of them, you may think that they're your accessory, but that's a conversation for another day. But, so I feel like that's where the two meet. But even still, right, you never have these full circle moments where you're having these types of conversations because they're just with your girl. They kind of have that boundary there of friendship.
You for even recognizing that. That's the other thing.
Oh, yeah, we're blithely aware of it. Yeah. I mean, I need every straight man to know that whatever your girl's saying to you, who do you think she's getting the advice from? She's calling us. When she gives you your Christmas gift, the cologne you wear, nigga, the clothes, the shoes, nigga, that's us. It's not her. She didn't come up with that idea on her own. She called us and was like, hey, what should I get babe? And we told her, oh, girl, you need to go get him this because this smells good. This is what all the niggas wearing. Okay? So I need to clear that up because I don't think straight men know the influence that we have on their life. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
real.
We are in your girl's head telling her, like, so this is what you need of it.
Especially for the smell goods, too.
For the smell, we're on top of the smell goods. Yeah. So
I remember the first time we chopped it up, I was like, damn, that's a good scent. Yeah. It's a real thing. I understand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you said that to me.
I know.
Yeah. Listen, hey.
I know I did.
We be on it. So, I'm curious to know, though, like, because I know that when I was growing up, there was things that I was scolded for, like, told not to do, quite naturally, because, I was more effeminate. So, were you is that something that you're like, that you were hyper aware of as you were developing your masculinity? Like trying to present as masculine as possible, even though you may have, not that you were gay, but you just may have been more comfortable with yourself, right? Than other guys of not trying to be like this macho guy. Because you don't give macho like, I'm a man, you know, respect me. Like, you just cool. You vibe, you know?
So when I think of that, I think of it in kind of two ways. One is just actually being who you are, and then another is like a posturing type thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, there is, at least from what I recognize, my parents did an incredible job of just telling me you can be whoever you want to be. You can be the best version of yourself, but
that's important.
not really. And that's the thing. So they let me try out kind of just random things, magic, whatever else. Like, they fostered every habit, every random thought and idea, creative, whatever it is. Like, I could tell they were putting guardrails as far as me being a good human being, but they just kind of let me make my own decisions, if you will.
Yeah.
So I think that was special as far as just the general upbringing. And then that, you know, translates into, all right, cool. Like, I know I'm comfortable in who I am. I know I can be whoever I may be. And I genuinely, I can cuss here, right? For sure, yeah. I've never gave any kind of fuck as far as like what people think of who I am or whatever it is. And I had to get out of that because I used to be a people pleaser. I'm still probably working through that. But it's like, but like all in all, it's just like, I know as long as I am satisfied and fulfilled with myself, I mean, everything else is going to take care of itself.
But where do you think the people pleasing came from? Because I know for me, it came from, you know, I had a history of like being bullied and like everybody picking on me. Okay. So you went through.
Yeah. So it was, we moved. It was a culture shock for us. So again, came from Vestavia. Again, I know you don't know, but Vestavia is a very area. So like,
understood.
So to that point, like
real mayonnaise.
The truest, right?
Yeah.
So when I tell you, like, coming up, it was, I even remember vivid questions of like, why is your skin so dark? Somebody asked me that on the playground type shit. And I'm just like, wow. I didn't realize that was a wild,
racist.
I didn't realize that was a wild question until it kind of like, of course, you know, came around and you have these thoughts that resurface or whatever. But it was all types of experiences like that. So then it was, you know, coming up in that environment, and then culture shock, you slide to Henry County in that school. I can't remember the exact percentage.
Oh,
but I want to say it was like 70% black.
Yeah.
So like, you go from that, and then you have to readjust to now people that look like you, but you don't necessarily.
But they be joning on you. They hard on you. Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, baby. They tear you to pieces.
So, but I will say, I learned as far as I can either, you know, accept it and then, you know, internalize everything, or it's like I can just become bulletproof type thing. Yeah. So it was a path. Part of that was also like, all right, cool. How can you assimilate to rooms better? You know, I ended up becoming more social. I think as like a byproduct. But then even so, you have to realize, like, all right, cool. Like, being social and being accepted into circles that you don't even necessarily care for isn't important to you. Like, as long as your actual people love you, as long as your family, your friends, the people that actually pour into you, as long as those people love you. Yeah. Again, I can't say I give a fuck about anybody else. Yeah. So
that's so
beyond
crazy.
That, that's what it is.
Yeah. I had the same exact experience. I started out like in a very like diverse academic setting, right? And then I don't know if you guys did this in Alabama, and I know Georgia does it, but we test into this gifted program. Yeah. Quite naturally, the gifted program, you know, is predominantly white. For sure. So I'm in this space with these, you know, all of these people that don't look like me, and I'm trying to navigate what that looks like as a black boy, you know, being gay on top of that, knowing it in the back of my mind. And then when I got to high school, it was like academically, I was with all of the white people, but electively, like when it went to like my creative courses and the things that I was doing like on the side, I'm with my people. Thanks. So I had to learn how to like assimilate and be adaptable, but also not be fake, which is like, it was hard to do. So I think I just resorted to people pleasing.
I have a question too when I hear that. Like, as a straight man, is there anything that I could have done if I came across you in that you know, path or period that would have been helpful to you, just so somebody
just
else
don't talk shit. Don't make it worse. If your homeboys joning, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's what used to make it worse was like, in high school, did nobody really mess with me. You know what I mean? Like, because I had kind of grew into myself, and you know, everybody who had tried to step to me, I had kind of bold and told them about it, you know, because I had to fight a lot. So, but I think just when I think back to like the guys that I was cool with in school that were straight, they were the guys that didn't really like engage in the like banter, the homophobic banter, the, you know, making jokes, joning, all of that stuff. They were the ones just to be like, hey, say it cool. Like, you know, like, who give a fuck about that? You know, we don't care. Why are you even worried about it? You must be gay. You know, like, joning back on them. Like, that stuff like that helped. And I think even now, more so in adult life, right? Like, I was telling Josh and John this behind the scenes. I was at work. This was probably about 2 weeks ago. I was at work. I went to the office in two days back to back. On Tuesday, I wore a white button down. I had on some denim cuff jeans. I had on those. I had some slippers that got a big gold buckle on them. I had like my Louis Vuitton bag and a sweater over my shoulders. You know, it was. You could tell like, okay, he different. You know,
it's like a fit though too.
As you know, I just kept getting this. Like people were looking down, and I knew that all the men were looking down at my shoes, right? But I could tell that they interacted with me differently based on how I was dressed. I'll tell you how I knew that. The very next day, I went to the office. All I wore was black t-shirt, black pants, black loafers, simple, with like a tan overshirt. I think I had my book bag, like my tan book bag with me. Everybody, when I walked through the hallway, same men from the day before. I don't even know if they recognized I was the same person. Same men from the day before. Knock me up. What's up? What's up? As I'm walking through the hallway. And I thought to myself, this is so crazy. They interact with me differently because I look acceptable.
Literally,
like I look
crazy.
You know,
it's something that I don't even think people realize. That's the thing, as far as like the end user experience, if you will, as far as like you on your side of things, like it's a subtle thing, but it's interesting that people act different. It's a subconscious approach.
Why do you think the apprehension is there though?
I don't know.
I think a lot of straight men assume that we're gonna hit on them, but I know for me, I don't be looking at y'all. I mean, I might look. I got eyes. I might look and be like, oh damn, he's a nice looking guy. But like, we have this thing called gaydar. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but we can kind of, we're like, we have a radar that lets us know, like, even like if you're gay or not. But even the ones that are like curious, like we know. But like, if you're straight, there have been so many times me and my friends have been out and be like, yeah, no, he's straight. Like he's 100% straight. You can just look at him and tell. Like, you know what I mean?
That's the thing.
So I don't know why the apprehension's there.
So I don't understand it either, and maybe there's just some deeply rooted thing that needs to be addressed within themselves.
It's internalized homophobia for sure.
And but to that point also, it's just like, again, you can boil, not everything, I don't want to oversimplify, but most things can be boiled down to just being a courteous person. Like if something is expressed to you or an advance is made, and you say, oh no, like,
have you ever been hit on?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Really?
Like,
what'd you do?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I was like, oh no, I got a girl, like I'm cool, but thank you, like, I appreciate you, like, because all in all, you know, it's a compliment, you know, I see you, that, appreciate you, carry on. But like, what I've also realized is like, one also too, like, I just meet a lot of people, like, in working in hospitality and bars and stuff like that, like, you meet every single person from all walks of life, young, old, gay, straight, whatever nationality, you just meet everyone.
And I'm sure a lot of the gatekeepers that you come across, especially in Atlanta, are gay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure. Quite literally. Decision makers,
almost all of them.
Alike.
Yeah.
But even so, like, I just care for if you are a good human being, right? So, like, it all boils down to that. So, to the point of, like, in advance, if I say, oh, no, like, you know, I'm good, but, you know, appreciate you, whatever, and then you carry on, then that's a different conversation.
I hear that a lot.
But that's a different conversation.
Y'all need to stop doing that shit. If they tell you no, no means no. Damn it. Shit. Stop.
But to that point though, it's like, it's a matter of just like general respect.
Because some of us do, yes, I'm sorry. I will apologize on behalf of all these overly ambitious ass motherfuckers out here. Hey. There's enough of us in the city where you don't even have to talk to him. If he tell you no, no means no.
You feel me?
It's almost kind of like sexual harassment a little bit. Like, stop.
But also, like, the thing is like, it's just reading the room. Like, these are just general skills that, like, it just needs to be applied.
But
so,
I'll
like,
tell you, some guys, they're boastful about the fact that they want to turn a nigga out or whatever kind of mindset that they have. And that's where I hold my own community accountable.
For sure.
Because it's like, first of all, we don't out anybody that's not ready to be outed. That's first thing. Second thing is, if the boundary's drawn and they're telling you that there's no interest there, then let that be that. Even if that may not be what you feel, that doesn't matter, right? This person has set a boundary and set a space of saying, like, no, this is not what I'm interested in. And so I think that's some confusion within self.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Yeah.
That's real. And I mean, I will also say, just as far as if people wanted to just better understand, I guess, how to handle the situation, even it's, you know, it doesn't necessarily feel like a situation, but also some people switch to, like, immediate offense. And I'm just like, I don't think that's a way to go about it either. Like, again, we're all adults. We know how to talk and communicate and let people know.
Yeah.
Just communicate.
Yeah.
But, like, switching to anger, again, that's probably something
deep down, internally
that you need to
suppress.
Yeah, that you need to, like, deal with as far as yourself, because immediately flipping to anger just also feels insane.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
no, it is insane. Yeah.
I don't even say it's a two-way street, but it's like, just communicate. That's just like a simple thing.
I think, and that suppressed anger leads me to the next thing I want to talk about, DL culture.
It's probably prevalent in Atlanta too.
Oh my God, it's so bad, and it stresses me out because there's a, what do we call this? Is this a dichotomy? I'm using my degrees here.
3-tier words.
Yeah, using my words. There's a dichotomy here, right? So you have these men who are struggling with their sexuality, and they may not be prepared to come out, right? But however common, the caveat to that is my personal issue with DL men and our communal reach to try to get DL men is that I feel like DL men, to a certain degree, pump poison into the gay community. Because in my experience, and I'm just one person with one experience, I'm not speaking for everything, but in my experience, a lot of these DL men are also too in relationships with women.
That's what you mean.
And there's a difference between being DL and being bisexual. You know what I mean? It's a silver lining, but there's a difference, right? And the thing about bisexuality is that you communicate it. I doubt that if you're DL, you're communicating with your female that you with, oh boy, after dark. So, just saying.
I doubt it too.
Just a gander,
Yeah, for sure. But valid assessment.
I think that it presents an issue. But I also think that straight men are partly responsible for that issue as well, because I feel like most men spend a lot of time with their homies. Whether you gay or straight, you got homies that you of the same gender that you're spending time with. And I don't think that black men in general, across sexualities, because we have this problem in the gay community, I don't think that we do a good enough job of making each other feel safe enough to come to one another with the vulnerable things.
I would agree.
And so I think it's rooted in fear. I think it's rooted in the fear of rejection, the fear of not being accepted. But I also think it's rooted just because we're not having conversations.
Yeah.
And so I guess my question for you is, how are you navigating a space where you feel, or you make your friends, your homeboys feel comfortable enough to come talk to you? Like, who are you in the friend group? I'm the motherfucker that don't respond to the group chat. That's who I am, and I'm always late. But everybody call me for everything, so I get by with it.
That's the thing. It's your superpower as far as you're the therapy friend as well too. Like that just makes sense. But like all in all, I'd like to think, and please, Josh and John can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just be chilling. I really do. Like, I just be chilling. Like, I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to, and that's the other thing. Like, I want to always make sure I empathize, because like the thing is, people love the phrase, "Oh, like you never know what somebody is going through," but you
Yeah.
don't act like it. Like
Yeah.
you acting like this completely different thing. So it's like I just strive about it as far as making life easier for everybody. People just want to yap, I can listen. If people want me to yap as far as lending advice,
Yeah.
I can lend the advice. But like all in all, I think it's just a matter of like listening, having conversations, and like being open minded to just listen. Like I don't think people active listen enough. It's more so just like I have this view or this ideology, and it's pretty much set in stone. I'm gonna listen to you, but it's gonna float around in here, and then it's gonna go out the other ear for a little
Yeah.
bit. But it's like when you actively listen, I think it's more so you take it in, but then also you think about, all right, how do I action? How do I
Yeah.
actually be,
Show up.
somebody, show up and like be there for people that are there for me type thing.
Yeah.
Because like, I think that's the main thing as far as a general friendship is just, being good to people that are good to you type
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
I think it's a simple way to go about it. And even when I ask you the question as far as like, how could a straight man be there for a gay man as far as they're finding themselves? It's a very simple thing to just
Yeah.
not like engage and
Right.
like in the banter that may be
You would
hurtful or whatever it
think.
is.
Yeah.
You would think, but the thing is, it's like there's this want or conformity to be like this almost like aggressive straight man. I just feel like
What's that about?
I don't know. I think I think it's posturing. I think it's like people that don't necessarily know who they are, like trying to overcompensate in other ways. That can also often present itself in like just general rage.
Yeah.
Because you're mad at something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But all in all, like I think just going about it in the sense of just being easygoing, being open minded, just chilling, like that can solve a lot of people's problems.
Yeah.
And it also is just an easier life to live because you're not pent up about this other thing that you honestly have no control over.
Yeah.
So
The more I think about it, I've been spending a lot of time, a lot of the themes for this season of the show were like around masculinity, vulnerability, just how we operate as men. I think I'm beginning to realize and see that black men are some of the most complex people
that's real.
on the planet. And they're some of the most complex people with the least amount of resources
that's
to
real.
like peel back the layers of who they are, why they do what they do. You know what I mean? Why they feel the insecurities they feel, why they operate from ego.
I know therapy is important.
Yeah,
I don't know why,
but we
as
run
black men-
from it.
Literally, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I think that would be helpful in a lot of cases because I think where a lot of it, not falls flat, but where a lot of it gets pent up is you just don't verbalize it. You don't talk about it. There are people that have all of these thoughts and whatever it is that just sit and they just fester like all in
for real.
here.
Yeah.
And it's just like that can just eat you up from the inside out. I talk to myself. I talk to God. Like
Yeah.
I talk. I verbalize. Like if I'm feeling a way
Yeah.
or an emotion, like I just talk about, oh, I feel like this. Why do I feel like that? I will literally talk through it. And I didn't get that from any therapist. Like I'm actually gonna start getting my first therapy sessions in the next couple of months.
really.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the biggest lesson that you think? Because you're returning to therapy, right? So
No, this is
your first time ever.
Yeah, first time ever.
Oh wow.
I've always known it's something that is important. I just never like
And
it's
how old are
action
you?
upon it. I'm 29. I just turned 29.
29.
So I still gotta think about that. But yeah.
So you're brushing into 30.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're gonna be a bad mama jamma when you turn 30. You going to therapy. I'm telling you, that shit changes your life. I've been in therapy since
I believe it.
I think I'm going on like 8 years of therapy.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's the best assistant to evolution.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's the best
crazy.
assistant
Yeah.
to evolution because you have a constant self-reflective partner in your therapist who can help you just see where you're going and also navigate why you feel the way you feel about whatever it is you're going through.
That's
And
good.
you become exposed to your behaviors and your patterns. Then you see how those behaviors and patterns link
saying
to
something right there.
other people in your life.
Because I think also it's hard to even enact, but like accountability is the word that just immediately came to mind because
Yeah.
it's like it is so hard to hold yourself accountable. Some people at least, but to some people, if that is the case, like that's what I feel like a therapist is for. Like
Yeah.
on top of the fact that they're your sounding board, like they're there to hold you accountable. They'll give you homework. They'll do this and that. So it's like I feel like that's another thing that people may need.
Yeah.
On top of their own self accountability is just another person to also hold them accountable as well. So like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm excited for as well. Just even hearing you saying that, like my heart lit up. I'm like, oh damn, that sounds like
It's
a
gonna
really
be good.
a transformative thing for sure. So I'm like,
Yeah. And I think
wait.
if more of us went to therapy, we could, especially black men. I think if black men went to therapy more, right, and they leaned into it, it would be a better way for us, right? Because if you're going to therapy and I'm going to therapy, then the conversations we're having are different, right? The accountability looks different. So it saves us because it puts us in a position where we can be accountable for each other and saves us from the justice system trying to hold us accountable. So we know how they like to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, I'm happy to hear that you're doing it.
Oh, for sure.
I got a question, though.
Please.
What's life like as a straight man? Do you got a skincare routine? What y'all be doing? What do y'all do? Like, y'all just sit around and watch sports all day?
I mean,
Drink beer?
So I've noticed it's so crazy too. Like, I think I'm getting into my unk era. I don't know what it is, but it's like, I never thought I would be able to just sit around, like, watch sports highlights. I was just drinking some Bud Lights a couple days ago. I'm like, damn, like.
Where's the Prosecco?
No, it's crazy. I was like, you seen it too. Like, usually I'm a Prosecco nigga for sure.
Okay.
But I'm just like, I don't know why the path is veering. I don't know. It just started tasting good.
Yeah.
Bud Lights and all of that. Like, that's what it is.
Crazy.
But I will say, the sports, all of that's been a thing. But also too, like, it's cool. Like, I think for me, my little therapy session is like, is a skincare routine. Like,
so you do have one.
Yeah.
I mean, you got good skin.
Thank you.
You just never know because
Yeah.
some niggas have good skin. They just put coconut oil on their face every day. But
soap
and water, like a Dial bar is some hot water, and then
That's really a hack though, because I realized like sometimes you just need a
simple.
a simple.
Yeah.
Because people put a lot of chemicals, the hyaluronic and the
benzoyl
peroxide.
Because I use the hyaluronic every day.
I feel you, but also like I realized like sometimes you just need some soap. Get the dirt off, moisturize, sunscreen. Always sunscreen every single day. But like,
okay,
look.
Courtney taught you that.
Well, so Courtney, I gotta say, pays too, and she told me get under the neck, all of that too. Like that's all a real thing. So like, I gotta shout out my sister. But that's the other thing. Like growing up around women, they gonna teach you some things you really need to know.
For real.
So that's
having sisters taught me so much about hygiene and just being a clean man.
I'm telling you, and she'll tell you like I care about little skincare racks all the time. So
yeah.
I
only ask because I've only ever pretended to be straight. I don't know what it's like to be straight for real.
But skincare, yeah. I will say like niggas definitely gotta lock in on the skincare. Like I feel like that's.
Can I give a suggestion?
Yeah.
Can you tell them to start getting their nails done too?
Oh, for sure. Look,
because sometimes they be a little crusty. I need to hop in on
that too.
They be a little dirty underneath. You know what I mean?
Like I clip them, but like I need the manicure, pedicure.
And you ain't even got to get no polish on them because I know they be a little iffy about the polish, and I understand. I get it. You know what I mean? It might be a little too effeminate, but there's a thing called a buff and shine. They do a little paste on it and they buff it, and it just gives it a nice natural look.
You got to shout out your the nail salon. Cause like I be around the Buckhead area, so I get my cut out there, so I'll slide out.
I live in the Vinings, but Glam Nail Spa, ask for Chin, yeah, so, on Cumberland Parkway.
Okay, Cumberland.
Yeah.
Say less.
That and there's a thing called dude wipes. You don't have to use toilet paper. I'm just gonna leave it there.
That's real. And people need to smell themselves.
They do. It's a problem. It's a problem. And pedicures too. Are there anything I want to make sure I get it all out. And it's okay to have a little crossbody bag.
Yeah,
because jeans are tight now, and I know we're getting back into this baggy era. But having your phone and your AirPods and your wallet in your pants, it's not appealing.
It look bad in pictures too.
Like, it look bad in pictures. So you can get you a little bag to it can be small, it can be tiny.
I be putting in a Courtney purse.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, or put in your old lady purse. However you want to bop it, twist it, pull it, flip it. Like do what you got to do.
Whatever work. Yeah. I was efficient. Damn.
Yeah.
You got phrases on top of the dome like that?
Yeah, I do. I think that's it. I think that's it for me. Like in terms of the advice that I would give them.
That's real.
Y'all do good with your do-rags and stuff and keeping your hair cut and You know, your shoes always be clean. You know, stuff like
real.
that. Yeah.
I be trying to. Like I said, I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak to myself.
Yeah.
I be trying a little bit, man. That's all it is. So.
Yeah. Anything you want to ask me? Anything that you wanted to ask, but you never have been able to ask? I mean, I know you have Josh and John. You probably have asked them. Bobby,
we talk about a plethora of things for sure. I guess with this episode, as far as whenever it airs, if you could give a final piece of advice as far as to any straight man moving forward, to be an ally, to be a champion, to just welcome people and to be a better friend, to even somebody if you're not sure, what can they do to be that person?
So this will introduce the segment, whoosh, I said what I said.
Please.
The first thing I would say is, if you're in a space where there's another openly gay man, and this is not to say that, first of all openly gay men are not effeminate guys, right? Some of them present in a masculine way. Some of them present in a feminine way. Some of them are androgynous, right? They live in the balance of duality of both the masculine and the feminine. Whatever it is, if you are aware, make the first step in terms of sometimes introducing yourself, or if you see that there may be other people, especially if it's like a more of a feminine dude, you see there may be other people uncomfortable with approaching that person, approach him, introduce yourself. Because sometimes it takes someone to just make the first step and make the move for the crowd to follow. That's number one. Number two, I would say, just be a listening ear for all men, gay, straight, or in between. I think we need that more than ever from each other. And number three, I would say, if your girl got a gay bestie, ask her how you doing. Tell her, like, bring bro. Tell me, like, make them family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't make him feel like he's separate or like you don't want anything to do with him. You know, like the way that you may respond to her other friends. You know what I mean? Envelop him in the fold too, right? Because like I think what the biggest misconception is that we're also not looking for a brother. Like we're looking for a brother. We want that brotherhood. We want that relationship. I wish I had brothers.
Yeah.
My sisters get on my nerves.
Yeah.
I love y'all, but y'all are like taking me so annoying. They're so high maintenance. They always have opinions. Whereas like if I knew I had a little nigga brother, you know what I mean? Like we would just be vibing, you know?
That's real.
Because I don't care at the end of the day, and I knew he would, you know. So these don't automatically assume that you know every guy wants to hit on you, right? We're looking for brotherhood just like y'all are.
That's real.
But those are the three things that I would say. Yeah.
Well, I know no matter what, you got me.
I appreciate you.
Of course.
This was such a healthy conversation.
For sure.
And I didn't know how much I needed it.
Hey, man. Because, I mean, the thing is, like, even just from just meeting you, talking with you, like, as Issa Rae said, like, I am truly rooting for everybody black.
Yeah.
So, like, and the thing is, that can present itself in so many ways as far as, to your point, just listening and just being welcoming.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody's a good person, they're a good person. Mind your business. All of these things are very simple principles. Yeah. So, like, all in all, it's just like...
And love at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I can't wait for a Hugo James party.
That's real.
Coming. I need 2 drink tickets.
I'm telling you, look. There's going to be more coming on that too, man. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that. But it's going to be a lot as far as just the remainder of the year, 2026.
Got some parties and stuff coming.
For sure. Absolutely.
All right. Awesome, y'all. Malcolm, thank you. All right. See you guys later. Watering. Oh my god.
Your eyes watering. Because it's so beautiful.
Thank you.